and the newest Dallas Maverick joining us for the final hour Hump Day edition. Fist pump time live on the Fan Cam, Twitch, and YouTube. Shan, RJ, and Bobby joined by P.J. Washington on the D&M Leasing Hotline here on 105.3 The Fan. Good morning, P.J. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. We just are shocked that we could get one of the Mavericks to wake up with us this early. How did they convince you to do this? You drew the short straw, huh?
No, I mean, I'm an early morning person, so I've been up, so I'm good.
What time you usually get up?
I got small kids, so like 6, 7. I'm always up around that time.
All right. How many kids and what are their ages? Because we're all dealing with that. Well, I'm dealing with the small kids right now. How many and what are the ages?
I got three boys, 1 7, 1 2, and then one is 1.
What is on the the television the most in terms of the kids shows? The one that you're sick and tired of hearing?
Bluey, Miss Rachel, a bunch of different stuff. So yeah. Those are the main two.
Bluey dominates.
I've still not seen Bluey.
I might watch Bluey even when my kids aren't around. It's such a good show. It's such a quality program.
Now, PJ, we were looking up the bio and all the background stuff. You obviously have ties to Frisco, but man, you've like always listed Dallas kind of like as the hometown. Even your Kentucky bio and stuff. You've always been proud of the Metroplex. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived here the longest, so I moved around a lot when I was little, and I got here in like first grade, and then I left in like 10th grade, and Dallas I've always looked at it as home, and I've always kept it like in a special place for me, so like my phone number has always been a Dallas number. I've never switched it or anything, so for me, this is home.
Now, when you got traded, did you know exactly where you wanted to live, like area-wise? Were you like, find me a place here? Or you kind of listen to the Mavs advice on that?
I listened to the Mavs advice just because, I mean, obviously I have kids, so I wanted to put them in the best area I could. So for them, that was my main focus with that.
Did you go right back to Frisco?
I couldn't right now just because it's so far, but I'm in a good spot.
Yeah, PJ, when you got that news and you knew you were coming back up, come back towards Dallas, what was that excitement like? Did it feel like, oh man, this is going to be homecoming. I'm going to be able to place my roots. This is somewhere where I'm going to be able to be comfortable professionally and personally.
Yeah, it just definitely felt great. I mean, just coming home, coming to an organization that wanted me here, just felt wonderful. And to be back in Dallas, I mean, it was full circle for me, and I'm just happy to be here.
How did you spend your All-Star break?
I went back to Charlotte and started packing a bunch of things so I could move into my place down here.
Did you watch the game or any of the festivities over the weekend?
I couldn't get a chance to just because I had so much stuff going on. I had movers, just trying to bring a lot of my different stuff. Trying to say my last goodbyes to my family and my kids and stuff. So I didn't get a chance to.
So a lot of the social media in general, fans not happy with the weekend. Is the same sentiment being kind of displayed between the players you've talked to? Like kind of blah. How do you fix it?
Honestly, I mean, I have no idea. I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't know why guys aren't taking it that seriously, but I mean, I don't know the problem. I think. There obviously needs to be more competition, so I think that's the biggest issue.
PJ, you were a guy we saw who you had 2 basketball playing parents, everything like that. And so when we talk about defense and effort and some of those things that goes by the wayside, maybe in the All-Star game, that's something that it seems like you take real pride in is the way that you play defense and your fundamental game, your all-around game. How important is that aspect to you to say, like, hey, even if maybe I'm not having a good shooting night, maybe this isn't going so well on the offense, I know I can still impact the game on the defensive side of the floor?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I just try to impact the game the best way I can. And if one night is shooting, it'll be shooting and defense. But for the most part, I feel like I can defend each and every night. And that just comes with pride and just effort on that end.
Do you remember the first time that you beat your mom and your dad one-on-one?
Well, they never let me get a chance to beat them, but they stopped playing me really early. So.
That's smart.
Okay.
That's smart.
Yeah, they stopped playing me really early.
How about the
I started dunking, it was kind of over.
How about the competitive level amongst the three? How would you rank them between you, mom, and dad?
Oh, it's super competitive, and it's always been competitive. Growing up, we would always go outside and shoot and have shooting competitions. But like I said, now they don't want to do any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah, but who's the most cutthroat? Like, who would cheat in a game of Go Fish like Michael Jordan used to do?
Everybody.
Are you going to be like that with your kids? Like, not letting them win in the video game or swatting everything over the fence?
Oh, yeah, Bill's character. I'm not going to let them win in anything.
So, see, yeah, you got the three boys. So, I mean, are you going to have is there going to be a LeVar Ball situation? Or are you just like, hey, these three, like, I'm going to get these three all up to the NBA. They're going to be a dynasty here.
I mean, hopefully, that would be a goal of mine one day, obviously. But, I mean, it's whatever they want to do, and I'm going to stick beside their wishes and aspirations and just try to be the best dad I can.
Newest Maverick P.J. Washington here on the D&M Leasing Hotline. What did you hear or think about the Mavs organization from the outside, PJ, and what's been the biggest surprise since becoming a Maverick?
I've only heard good things about the organization, and obviously the biggest surprise for me is just the way people are treated here, the way they treat me, my family, just everybody welcome me home in a nice way and just being there for me. So it's all love and just feels like a family atmosphere.
Same question about Luka and Kyrie. You know, a lot of noise around Kyrie since he's been here. Seems like he's been a model teammate, not dealing with a lot of the controversy from the other stops that he's been at. And then also, what did you know or think of Luka? Just outside thoughts and now experiencing Luka and Kyrie as teammates yourself.
Obviously, they're two of the best skill players in the league, and just coming from different places, having to play against them, they're always a tough matchup. So just coming here and seeing how they work and who they are as people has just been amazing. I think they're obviously two of the best people to ever play the game. So just being alongside of that has just opened my game up and helps me in a bunch of different ways. So like I said, I'm excited to be here.
Is there someone else that can match Luka that you've played or practiced with in college, any NBA, whatever, in terms of trick shots? Like every time there's a highlight of Luka with some crazy trick shot, is he the GOAT when it comes to that category?
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do anything like that. So I definitely think he's the GOAT when it comes to that, for sure.
Kind of in the same genre of that is is Kyrie clearly the guy with the best handles in the league?
Yeah. I don't think it's a debate when it comes to that. I mean, everybody knows that. Everybody has known that for years. So I mean, he's definitely one of the best to ever do it, but definitely the best right now.
So PJ, we talked about your commitment to defense and the things that you do over there. So from a defensive perspective, I'm curious. We always talk about, like, when you look at Luka just as in a box and look at how he is as an athlete and everything else, people would look at it and go, like, you wouldn't necessarily expect that he'd be one of the more dominant offensive players in the league. And I know Kevin Durant's talked about the way that he plays with pace and can slow things down is what makes him, like, really difficult to guard. What would you say as a defender, like, if you were going to give the scouting report on what Luka Doncic does well and you're communicating to people, what is it that he does as an offensive player that makes him as good as he is?
He does everything at a very high level. He can shoot the three, he can shoot the mid-range, he can pass very, very well, and he can finish in the paint. So, I mean, he's a three-level scorer with amazing playmaking ability. So it's definitely hard to guard him. You got to just force him to take contested shots. But even then, I mean, he's bound to make most of them. So he's a force to be reckoned with, and he's definitely hard to cover.
We always ask this question to football players after they're traded about the playbook. Talk to us about picking up Jason Kidd's plays. Like, you guys just thrown out there on the floor, pick up street ball, you and Gafford, coming on over. Like, how many plays do you have to learn? How does that progression work coming over to a new team?
For me, I mean, I've always been locked into plays and stuff like that, just coming from my parents have always instilled that into me. So for me, it's not really that hard. I say it's a lot of the same stuff, just with different name calls. So really it's just about spacing and being in the right spots and knowing what you do based off somebody else. So it's just playing reads, honestly.
P.J. Washington here on 105.3 The Fan. Who was your favorite player growing up?
Kobe Bryant.
Okay. Now you have some pretty big names connected to your basketball story, so we're just going to ask for your best story about each one. Everyone has a legendary MJ story. So what is your best MJ story from Charlotte?
When I first got drafted, we were doing a little an event for the community, and he addressed everybody by their name. And then I had walked in, and he kind of hit me on my chest and said, "What's up, Rook?" And I just started kind of laughing. I was like, "Okay, so everybody does that now."
Now, did you play or practice with him at all?
No, he never got to practice with us, but he was definitely in there a couple times watching us. So it was definitely surreal just having him around, and obviously it was great for the organization.
Now, could you have like all access? Did you have the phone number? Could you send text messages if you wanted?
Yeah, definitely. He was definitely around and definitely was a mentor for all of us.
All right, what about Coach Cal? I know that there's the thought in the college game, as soon as he starts referring to his players as my guys, that's when he really likes them. But any great Coach Cal story?
I don't know if I have any great stories, but I know definitely he was one of my biggest supporters, and to this day he still reaches out to me, and we still talk. So just having a guy like that in my corner has been great for me, and I'm just happy to even have a relationship with him. I mean, he's one of the best coaches of all time, and just my time there at Kentucky, I had a great time, and I just wish nothing for the best for him going forward.
Was his recruitment of you very easy? Like, was it quick snap decision, or was it tough for you? Because he seems like he'd be the best recruiter ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think why so many people go there is just because of the fact he doesn't lie to you. He says you're gonna have to work for everything. We're not giving you anything when you come here. So, I mean, I was the only school that told me that, and I just kind of ran with it and wanted to go there off rip, honestly.
So we talked about Michael Jordan, John Calipari. What about your AAU coach, Penny Hardaway? You got any good stories about him, or just in general your thoughts on how he was to play for?
I love Coach Penny. He actually is related to me. My grandmother's brother is his dad, so we're definitely related and definitely real close. And just for him to be able to mentor me at that age meant the world to me. Just being able to play with his team. I spend nights at his house just trying to get better and all type of stuff. So for him, just I don't know. I think he's just one of the best mentors I've had so far.
Did you have to study up on his highlights, or you were familiar with his game from back in the Orlando days?
No, I was familiar. My parents definitely showed me all his highlights at a young age.
PJ, thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate you. Well, you were up for 2 hours watching Bluey anyway, but welcome back home. Successful and healthy second half of the season, and we look forward to seeing you all in the playoffs. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.